Good on ya.
Hello and welcome to another stream of Assassin's Creed Syndicate, continuing Phase 1, the Twin Perspectives playthrough, as part of celebrating the game's 10th anniversary. Hey there now, bro. Thank you very, very much for the 85 stream streak. Holy shit. That's a lot. Thank you very, very much. What's all this then? What's all this then, eh? How's it going now, bro? Hey there, Oliver. Good morning to you. You're just getting ready to go to work. Well, I hope work is going to be good for you today, dude. I hope that you also have a great day otherwise as well. Hey there, Nofry. Evening to you too. How's things going today? So story-wise, we're into Sequence 8. We've only got really 2 memories left in Sequence 8 before we move on to Sequence 9. This is the first stream today. After this stream is finished, and it'll only be a short stream, when this stream is finished, I'll go on a long break and then come back with another stream afterwards. And so both streams will be related to Sequence 8. Now, usually when it comes to a main assassination mission, due to all the NPCs and all the enemies and all the different kinds of opportunities you can unlock, and also the unique kill and showing what happens with the dialogue if you unlock the unique kill, but when you activate it, you don't actually use it, and then, you know, all that kind of stuff. So usually it takes a very long time to do those memories. So in this stream, what I want to focus on, story-wise, is the next main story mission, also checking for dialogue after that and all that kind of stuff. But if I still have time in this stream, I think instead of jumping straight into the final memory to assassinate Roth, well, final memory of Sequence 8 to assassinate Roth, I'll just fill out the rest of the stream time by actually starting on liberating Westminster. I won't do it fully, of course. And then that way, the next stream later can be focused completely on the assassination of Roth, which will probably take the whole stream. Things are fine for you, not Fry? Excellent. That's good to hear. Awesome. Hey there, Keone. Welcome. I hope things are going well.
Sorry to be frank, old girl, but your outfit looks a bit tatty. Henry's in a foul mood. Love a spat? I've saved a few, Bob. Do you think they'd be safe in the bank? I can't get over the fact that we have a train as a hideout. It's a fantastical idea, really.
Hello, Miss Fry. Good to see you again. I've been distracted by these ancient maps of China.
Hope you're having a lovely afternoon, Miss Evie. London commerce not bringing in so much as a tanner. Don't this train seem bigger on the inside?
Trouble with the wife again, Reg?
Oh, I'll say. Now that London's cleaned up a bit, she wants to go about together.
That's all right.
Not much of an afternoon, is it, Miss Evie? You look a member of the leisured rich. Soldier on.
For this stream, and maybe for the next stream after, I think I'll just have Jacob wear a different color for the blackguard suit. Go with gold. Gold, turquoise. Sorry, gold, turquoise, grey, and terracotta. There's not really that many parts of this outfit that actually get changed to the color, though, it seems.
You won't find the likes of these anywhere else in London.
Best in the old city. You have a present
Can't
day
see
now.
the latest sales. Latest sales and greatest deals.
You better clear out.
He can't.
Go for I'm your man if you need me.
You don't stand a chance.
I've often wanted to take you home and feed you to me dog. Bloody hell.
Don't hurt me, please.
Get your everyday attention.
Just that, mate.
Right
What
here.
you're talking about.
Get out of here.
We shall meet again.
Is he? He's getting up again.
You've done it now, boy. This ain't gonna end well.
Here I'm gonna go off.
I'll cover your back.
Let's see you turn a profit with no workers. Smash the machine.
You won't find the likes of these anywhere.
That's the best of
Something in yesterday's stream that I came across, which I didn't realize, and has a lot of potential for dialogue, is the public train that goes around the game world. It doesn't have an icon on the map, so you can't track it that way. But I came across it, and there were two sets of characters that spoke and had dialogue. And I'm assuming, of course, that there is more than just that. But I wish I knew that earlier, because I don't know now if there's any difference in what gets said on those public trains based on where you are in the story. But there are other phases I'm doing of this celebration. Not directly after finishing this one, but before the game celebrates its 11th anniversary.
That's for you.
And I can incorporate checking the train for dialogue in that one as well, if I need to. Hello there, Spectrum. It's going really good, thank you. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that.
You scared, mate?
And of course, it had to kill this actual one that needed help. How's things going with you, Spectrum?
Nice to see you again, Mr. Fry.
You look as though you've been out carousing in the more disreputable districts. That's a nicely cut suit. Good to see you, Jacob.
Excellent, Spectrum. That's good that you're going well. Hey there, Daniel. Good evening to you too. How's your evening going?
My work to help the children is not yet finished.
Settling in for the night, Gov? We need the districts to contribute some tin. I could do with a cuppa.
Daniel, you had Indian food for dinner and a sparkling water, so your stomach is having a fireworks display right now, but otherwise you're doing well. Oh, well, I hope that you enjoyed the food. Hopefully it's not too much of a detrimental kind of aftermath with that, but if so, hopefully you feel better soon.
I walked up Parliament Hill yesterday.
Beautiful view up there, ain't it?
Did something.
That's all good, Daniel. I'm doing well myself. I'm having a good day today. Currently in sequence 8 of the main story. There's 9 in total, but once you finish the main story, you actually unlock some Queen Victoria missions, so I'm doing those too. And there's also a DLC dealing with the Maharaja, Duleep Singh, and there's about 10 memories in that, so I'm doing that as part of the playthrough too. So we're getting close to finishing the main story, which I'll probably do in tomorrow's stream. But the 2 streams today for my Tuesday will be focused on finishing sequence 8.
Another dreary day done, Governor. What next? Oh, you've got a few bob now, don't you? I hear you collected bob from another bender. Drunk as Polony, I'd wager.
Spectrum, you never had Indian food. I haven't had it like a whole lot. Just every so often, every now and again. Very rarely. I'm not really into spicy food that's heavily spicy. I definitely don't mind mild spice, but I'm definitely not someone that likes really spicy food.
Look at this, a little lost rook.
Hey, easy. Let's not do anything rash.
This is our ground.
Think about what you're doing. What on earth is going...
Okay, I want to go to the Strand and see if we can come across a newspaper seller, just to check to see if there's any mention of what's happened so far in Sequence 8. And then after checking, we'll jump back into the main story. Do the next memory at least. So this stream being short, it'll be about a 3-hour stream. So I can't imagine that it'll take me 3 hours to do the next memory. So after finishing that memory, I'll go into Westminster and make a start on liberating that area by doing some of the missions in that. Spectrum, you're in the Blue Ridge Mountains, no Indian restaurants nearby. Well, that's fair enough, Spectrum. Yeah, that's totally understandable.
That's enough! I'm coming over! Onward! Yeah. It won't work.
Spectrum, you can't handle spice, you'll literally throw it up. That's definitely understandable too, to avoid it, like, especially if you know that's the reaction that you have. Hello there, Sona. Thank you very, very much for reaching the 130 stream streak mark. That's amazing. Thank you very, very much. 130 streams. Like, that's 130 streams. Like, holy shit. It makes me realize how many streams I actually do as well.
Ruin my good name. I don't care how old the dog is.
Very fetching dress, that is.
Mr. Fry, how's your sister? Still in the rally, I hope.
How's everything, sir?
I apologize, sir.
And don't do it again.
Oh!
I'll break your face.
That's enough. I'm a man of the cloth.
So it helps that it's an easy time for you to watch. Thank you, Sona, and I'm glad that it's like that for you. Thank you very much. I hope things are going well today.
That's it, come on. Mr. Fry, glad you're still with us. Yeah. Irish home rule.
Oh, Spectrum, is there any, like when you do the is there any automatic kind of like drop-down menu of who's available to Because sometimes it takes a while for Twitch chat to actually recognize the viewers in the stream and put their, their name in there to be added.
Jacob?
Nah, bro, what you missed? You had someone at your door asking for donations. Oh, did you? Nah, bro. Well, I've just had Jacob run around a bit now.
What difference can it possibly make? It makes every difference.
There's a main story mission that I've got to do that I'll be doing soon. Thank you, Nabro, for the 85 stream streak. That is excellent. I appreciate it. Not sure if you had to go to your door before that point. But thank you very much for that. Hey there, Zomb. It's going well, thank you. How's things with you today? Currently looking for a newspaper seller to check for dialogue changes.
Sometimes it rains.
The very best of London. Buy now.
I know that the seller was saying buy now, as in buy something now, but the timing of Jacob just running past and then when he says buy now, it almost was like he was saying goodbye now to Jacob as he was flying past. Zom, they're wrapping up essentially. It's around 24:30 hours here. Well, that's good. I hope you've had a good day. How's your games going at the moment? Yeah, Spectrum, so there we go. That's good that it worked.
Alright there, Mr. Fry.
No, but it's kind of funny that Ubisoft back off from the crowded streets they had in Unity. It is true, you know, like, I feel that they just had to reduce the number of crowded, like, you know, just by a little bit from what they had in Unity. They didn't need to do it as much as they did for Syndicate and then, you know, other games afterwards. And also, I feel like the way that they integrated the multiplayer and co-op into that game also played a part in resources being needed for that, as well as everything else going on. And so I really, myself, blame the multiplayer and the co-op. At least the way that they integrated it for actually causing a lot of the issues with Unity. Because I feel like if that component was a separate thing that you had to enter into from the main menu, it would have solved a lot of problems. Number one, it would mean that when the main story was loaded up, it only would have to load up all the elements needed for the main campaign. It wouldn't need to have the other assassin recruits or whatever available to play with, having the random characters appear and saying, come help me or whatever they say. So actually having the multiplayer as a separate thing, it would mean that when the game world was loaded up, they could still make it the entirety of, Paris that was available, but without having to load up any of the main story
Stay
stuff.
sharp, yeah?
Here you go, Chief.
I don't know, I understand why they did that, because they wanted to have this, drop in and drop out quickly kind of thing, where you're playing the game on your own. Oh, there's a friend on live. Let's go and do a mission together. Oh, great, that's awesome. Thanks for the time. Go off and then go back to the main story again, which is fine and everything, but I feel like it just ruined the performance. Spectrum, no one knocks on your door. You love that. That is really good that you're living somewhere that is far away. No, but you also think the parkour suffers a bit in this due to how spread out the buildings are. That is true, nah, bro. In wanting more people to use the grapple more often, they decided that the best way to do that was to make sure that there were distances between buildings that you couldn't just have the character leap across. Newspaper sellers here.
Riots at Limehouse Docks. Read it here. Police in the course of their duties overwhelmed by vicious criminals. Commissioner Maine and the Prime Minister...
Bloody random events happening, interrupting dialogue.
I've got mackerel, a beautiful mackerel, just caught today.
I was hoping it wouldn't affect the newspaper seller because the event happened so far away from, but of course, it still affected them.
Pretend I can't see that.
And they're gone. Alright.
Come and have a look! Sir, madam, ladies, gentlemen, step over here and have a look at all the...
Ladies! Roses for sale.
Hurry, hurry! My stock is already
Goods and
running out.
services at unbelievable prices.
Step back to the counter. I have exceptional
News
prices
for
for
a penny!
today only.
Assassination
The
of
most
Lord
beautiful objects
Cardigan
in London
linked to
are here.
potential
Nowhere
Prime
else.
Minister! Scotland Yard pursuing vigorous inquiries!
Step back to the counter. I have exceptional prices for today only. The most beautiful
Scotland
objects
Yard
in London
searches
are
for
here.
Parliament!
Too many other NPCs talking near the newspaper seller to get the dialogue through clear enough. I mean, so far, they've just been saying the same stuff since the last time I checked, but still.
Savor an exotic range of fine ice creams and like
Right, here's your sister. Still in the running, I hope.
Delicate butter. Can you...
Spectrum, on the rare occasion someone knocks on your door, you nearly jump out of your skin. Like, what the heck is this? What? Huh? Zombie, been winding down with content to do on your first playthrough of E33. Essentially just have a few super bosses that you're not prepped for, build-wise left. And also checking other stuff out, among which included your first playthrough of the new DLC for Mirage. Have you played that DLC for yourself? Not as yet. No, bro, I was going to when it first launched, but I decided against that because I had other priority games to do. But I definitely want to incorporate it into my annual playthrough this year. But that's good, though, that you're making that progress with Expedition 33 as well. Are they going to be releasing more DLC content for that? No, bro, sacrificing one of the franchise's main selling points just to implement a grapple seems like a massive step backwards. It really, really is. And the thing is, it's one of those situations where, because there's a certain vocal group of fans, instead of Ubisoft being like, right, we'll introduce it as a optional mechanic, just like the rope dart is pretty much optional in Assassin's Creed 3. You might have to use it once, but you don't have to use it for the rest of the playthrough. Instead of treating it like that, they treated it like a get out of jail free card for climbing buildings and all that kind of stuff. And they made the buildings separated by the distance required to use the rope launcher instead. You know, whereas the better way to do it would be to make it that you can use it whenever you want, but the buildings are close enough that if you want to just stick to the traditional method of jumping across rooftops with parkour, then you can do that. Which is a better way to go about it, rather than going like, okay, we're going to satisfy this group of fans, but we're going to give the finger to the other group of fans by making it that the thing we're introducing is going to be design-wise forced, just due to the nature of other elements in the game, like the building distances between each other.
Good to see you again, sir.
News for a penny! Assassination of Lord Cardigan linked
They'll let anyone be a copper these days.
Scotland Yard pursuing vigorous inquiry.
It would be wise
Jesus.
to keep quiet.
Now, what was that, I wonder?
Looks like trouble.
This better be good.
Jacob?
Stocks! Read it! Police overwhelmed by vicious criminals. Commissioner Main and the Prime Minister vow to redouble efforts. News for a penny! Assassination of Lord Cardigan linked to attempt on Prime Minister. Scotland Yard pursuing vigorous inquiries. Scotland Yard searches for parliamentary killer. Makes raids in Southwark, Limehouse, Whitechapel and other haunts of vice. Riots at Limehouse Docks. Read it. Police overwhelmed by vicious criminals. Commissioner Main and the Prime Minister vow to redouble efforts.
Mr. Fry, glad you're still with us.
Three Sheffield stonemasons found guilty of picketing, sentenced to 4 months imprisonment under new intimidation laws. All men pleaded that they thought themselves within their...
Would you like to try?
Thank you, Spectrum, for redeeming an Arnie movie scene impression. I remember days like this, when my father took me to the forest, and we ate wild blueberries. More than 20 years ago. I was just a boy of 4 or 5. The leaves were so dark and green then. The grass smelled sweet with the spring wind. Almost 20 years of pitiless combat. No rest, no sleep like other men. And yet, the spring wind blows, super tired. Have you ever felt such a wind? They blow where I live too, in the north of every man's heart. It's never too late, super tired. No, it would only lead me back here another day, in even worse company. For us, there is no spring, just the wind that smells fresh before the storm. Crom, I've never prayed to you before. I have no tongue for it. No one, not even you, will remember if we were good men or bad, why we fought, or why we died. Now, all that matters is that two stood against many. That's what's important. Valor pleases you, Crom, so grant me one request. Grant me revenge, and if you do not listen, then to hell with you. That's from the original Conan the Barbarian. Thank you for redeeming that, Spectrum. Zombie, don't believe they are, but you still have a few things you can attempt and some things you can replay. When the time comes, you can look into starting a New Game Plus playthrough. So what type of playthrough are you going for with this playthrough of Syndicate? I mean, due to the success of that game, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do add some more DLC as well. But I guess maybe they're looking to do a sequel, perhaps. So for this playthrough, Zomb, that's basically what I'm doing. And as you can imagine, doing a dialogue focus has taken quite a lot, because it's not just getting the dialogue on the train hideout after a certain main story mission has been done, but also getting all the dialogue from the Rooks, any associate characters that appear on the train, also during side content, getting all the dialogue in that, and then also NPCs in the general population, the civilians, getting dialogue from them, also getting dialogue from enemies and stuff in main story missions, and all that kind of stuff as well. So that's why we're up to part 37 now of the playthrough. But yeah, that's just the basics of what I've been covering for this particular playthrough, and doing memories that can be done as Evie and Jacob as both, to show the differences, because a lot of what the actual character says to them might be the same, but Evie and Jacob have different reactions and different things that they say.
Justice at any cost.
What is it?
Fresh from the press. Another work of art, pilfered. Learn all about it here.
Deals galore. You won't find the likes of these anywhere else in London.
Yeah, move it.
Up ya! Come on!
I tell you what, the game does not want me to check the dialogue with newspaper sellers. Keeps on putting friggin' enemies turning up and just stopping the newspaper seller from talking.
Don't kill me, please! I'm bloody desperate!
Hey? You know, Mr. Fry, how's your sister? Still in the running, I hope. You won't be stirring up no more trouble.
Please, I've got a wife at home. Don't widow her. I'll do anything you want if you save me. Anything.
Goodness.
All right there, Mr. Fry?
Zom, that's a peculiar looking statue. Yeah. Oh, that's okay, Spectrum, for the redeem. No problem at all. It's so funny when you see things clip through stuff.
You won't find the likes of these anywhere else in London.
If Greece had been very... I don't want to see this.
Oh my god. I find a newspaper seller. Random event appears.
Thank you from the bottom of... I yield! I yield! No more! Please stop! I beg you! Let me see! I yield!
it. You should do it.
Mr. Fry, good to see you again, sir.
You tried that on the first carriage ride.
Carrie. That's certainly not an English name. The very idea. Can you imagine if we'd done a music? It says so right here.
Enough dilly-dallying. Back to your post.
Right away, sir. I knew it.
Picketing declared to be intimidation and obstruction. Riots at Limehouse Docks. Reader here. Police overwhelmed by vicious criminals. Commissioner Main and the Prime Minister.
What's going on? Out on the road. Come on now.
Scotland Yard.
I'm your man if you need me.
It looks like rain.
That's what you get for interrupting dialogue.
Not like yelling at one noodle's gonna make a difference. Whole world's gone to the dogs. Irish low prices.
Don't
I
be so
import my wares from
absurd.
all over the world. My dear fellow, that's rot. You won't find better. Master both.
There's no need to get...
So maybe if you weren't looking for newspaper vendors, they'd be the ones to appear instead. No, that's not the way it works. Anything that gets randomly spawned in nearby that causes a commotion automatically makes the newspaper seller actually stop what they're doing. So it's a programming thing that is really, really annoying.
I won't check the list one more time. It's not
And the reason I'm sticking to this borough is because the Strand is where the specific Sequence 8 memories have been happening.
Bloody Pegasus!
Don't ride grub with me. Watch it, mate.
Yeah, Quixote's like, interrupt the dialogue, gunshot to the head. It's like when you're doing a stealth challenge and an enemy just spawns in right behind you. You know, it's like bullshit programming to try and simulate GTA's spontaneity with, you know, random encounters happening and stuff.
Walk on, my beauty. Check again. No, you, madam. You won't believe the look of surprise. I've done the same thing. It's absurd.
Alright, I'm going to try one more time in a different part of the Strand. Oh, he won't. The newspaper sellers are only during the day, not during the night.
scared of what? Can't do it without you.
I'll grant you.
I don't have the stomach for it.
This is the last straw! Come take a look! Deals galore! This isn't the first time you've been caught. You won't find the likes of these anywhere else in London.
If you'll allow me to show you. On the leg? Hey, most certainly.
What on earth is going on over there?
Mr. Fry,
Services at unbelievable prices.
Please, anyone, give us a penny. Scotland Yard vigorously pursuing inquiries. Government officials fear criminal activity in the Strand has reached new heights. Scotland Yard impotent. Scotland Yard searches for parliamentary killer. Makes raids in Southwark, Lighthouse,
stop that
and the
rogue.
haunts of vice. Riots at Limehouse Docks. Reader here. Police overwhelmed by vicious criminals. Commissioner Main and the Prime Minister vow to redouble efforts. News for a penny. Assassination of Lord Cardigan linked to attempt on Prime Minister. Scotland Yard vigorously pursuing inquiries.
Yeah.
Riots at Limehouse Docks. Reader here. Police overwhelmed by vicious criminals. Commissioner Main and the Prime Minister vow to redouble efforts. News for a penny. Assassination of Lord Cardigan linked to attempt on Prime Minister. Scotland Yard vigorously pursuing inquiries.
On you go now.
Scotland Yard searches for parliamentary killer. Makes raids in Southwark, Limehouse, Whitechapel and other haunts of vice. Riots at Limehouse Docks. Reader here. Police overwhelmed by vicious criminals. Commissioner Main and the Prime Minister vow to redouble efforts. News for a penny. Assassination of Lord Cardigan linked to attempt on...
Oh. Alright, game. You win. Whatever. Alright. Time to jump into the main story again. Just to recap what has happened. Okay, so sequence 8, The Joys of Freedom. The search for Crawford Starrick in the Peace of Eden continues on its ever-curving path, but Jacob is still surprised when his actions attract the attention of London's biggest criminal mastermind, Maxwell Roth. The story so far. Jacob visited Parliament to uncover Starrick's plant in politics, assassinating the Earl of Cardigan. Evie and Henry attempted to recover plans showing the location of the shroud. Henry was captured, and Evie chose saving him over finishing the mission. Blaming herself for the failure, Evie cut her ties with Henry. In terms of sequence 8 specific memories, we've done Strange Bedfellows, where Jacob attempted to steal a train from Starrick. Triple Theft, Jacob visits Maxwell Roth once more, and basically kidnapped targets. And now we've got Fun and Games as the next memory. Zom. Roth's a fun character. He really is. I like to call him this series version of the Joker. I mean, it's not as kind of like apparent, but he does wear makeup, of course, given the fact that he's heavily into the theatre. But there's also how much of an anarchist he is and all that kind of stuff. Sequence 8, Fun and Games. Jacob and Roth plan to sow chaos by blowing up one of Starrick's factories.
Ah! This way, my dear. I've something to show you. Hop in. Off on another adventure we go. Take the reins, Jacob, dear.
Tell me, do the rocks reek of shit? Or does shit reek
Hop
of
in.
the rocks?
Off on another adventure we go. Take the reins.
Flank him! You, get his legs!
Serves you right.
Hop in.
Where are we going?
You ain't no loss to humanity.
One of Starrick's workshops, where they build weapons for his army. When the world is full of nasty things, we must tear those things apart. A man like Starrick builds a world around his own desires. And so we lose the ability to dream for ourselves. Therefore, we must...
Strike.
Precisely. No matter the cost. Every second of hesitation allows Starrick time to build.
That's a girl. Steady on. Doing fine, girl. That's the way. What a funk in you.
You must see the potential, dear Jacob. This workshop is one of Starrick's. Set the dynamite and let's blow it to atoms. Together.
Zon, what about these minutes of hesitation then, given how long the carriage was parked? Yeah, it's so funny when player actions in gameplay can contradict what is actually being said and what is actually going on in the life of the character that you're actually controlling. It makes me think of games where the main narrative is really, really stressing the importance of a character or an event, yet you can spend hours and hours and hours doing side content completely unrelated. Whereas in the actual life of the character, they wouldn't be doing that. They'd be going straight to deal with what they need to. It's like with Valhalla, actually, where Sigurd gets captured, and the way that they structure the power levels with those story arcs, it means that unless you're willing to do a much higher level area and part of the game, then when you actually want to do the rescuing of Sigurd, then you might have to spend time doing other story arcs. Whereas it's like, would Eivor really just, twiddle their thumbs? Like, when Sigurd gets captured, would Eivor really bother with the story arc where there's the guy who wants to be reunited with his long-lost love and his wife wants to go back to France and you got to stage a kidnapping and all that? I don't think so. So there's a bit of a disconnect in that game with that. Which is why when I do a playthrough of it, I do story arcs in an order where I do have to have that little bit of difficulty spike due to the difference in power level, but it's more satisfying narratively to do those 3 story arcs with Sigurd back to back. When he gets captured, the one in between that, and then the one where he gets rescued. So even better is when the game gets impatient waiting on you to do QTE, so it eventually does them for you. The game's like, right, you're not going to play me? Fine, I'll do it then. I like that. Her back wasn't even, like, she wasn't even looking in the direction where Jacob was, and instantly was like, turn around! So then, of course, there's also Stanley Parable. That's a game I haven't actually played yet, but I wonder if it's on console or not. Do you know if it's on console?
Having a bit of fun, is he?
Scoundrel.
I'll teach you a fucking lesson.
wrong turn somewhere, boy.
It is all good. Might need to just go to the PlayStation Store and wishlist it. I do that sometimes, just on the off chance that I'll remember later to actually check what I've tagged on my wishlist. Sometimes it could be weeks and maybe even months since I checked.
Stop him!
Zom, so the way that fits in with the conversation is because the narrator keeps on trying to predict your moves, but given there's a choice in which way you go, the narrator has to course correct when your actions don't meet with his predictions. That's a really cool aspect to a game. I like when narrative and also character and also meta kind of like, because obviously in real life we don't have a narrator narrating our lives. But in fiction, being able to have a narrator that not only just dictates what's going on or reveals information about other things that the character doesn't know about, but the narrator tells us as the audience and all that kind of stuff, but also to have it where there's an active participant role that the narrator has. It reminds me of Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, where when you die, the prince is like, no, 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 that didn't happen like that, or something to that effect, because he's telling a story to Farah about all the things that happened before he got to her where she is then.
I've not hurt you. Don't think I won't.
Who do you suppose did this?
Nobody did it. That was just how things were.
Where did he go?
How do you know it was a he? You didn't see Jacob?
Stay where you are!
Well, now he saw Jacob.
You'll be... How dare you!
Surprised there's no dialogue from the enemies. But maybe there is once you've actually put the dynamite in place. So far, the only dialogue in the location has been NPCs, dialogue that we've already heard that isn't related to the actual mission.
matter? I won't ruin my good name. I don't care how awful John is to me. It allows me a divorce while maintaining my reputation.
Just want to see if getting to this spot without the sniper spotting will do anything. Because I think last time I checked, the sniper had seen Jacob. You never know in games what will either trigger a dialogue or cancel one.
We have visitors!
I like how the enemy remained committed to exploring that area, investigating it, even though the game has flagged him as not supposed to be investigating anymore. But he was committed, but then at the last minute he's like, fuck it. Alright, so I'm going to restart, or reload the checkpoint. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is take out the snipers first, and then focus on actually getting these explosives set down. I don't want to kill the enemies that are on the ground, because I want to get their reaction dialogue from certain things.
Where did he come from?
That's one.
Intruder! I'll tear you to pieces!
Alright, so that guy uncharacteristically started moving from his position. So I need to check whether he's going to go into a dialogue state.
Someone is up there. Look up. Something is going on. Huh? Should I be concerned?
Watch for the rook boy! I've had enough of you, boy!
What in hell? Oh, no.
That's one.
That. The only reason I'm reloading checkpoints is because I need to check to see if that guy has dialogue once you plant one of the explosives or not. Because he started to move off the other time, and he never moved off before until I put the explosive down the first time. Alright, if I need to do this piecemeal, then we'll do it piecemeal. Alright, so what I'll do is take out all the enemies except for the ones that I actually want to test for dialogue.
That crazy crow boy is here! No one will miss you.
Stop the intruder!
Ready to shoot, clear a path!
I haven't stopped anyplace else. I thought he came over here.
Oh, take him off!
I'm taking him out!
I'll strangle you in your own innards! I'll distract him, you flank him!
He can't defeat you all! You dare to do such a thing? Go!
You're dead!
Sounds like pandemonium.
Rip to pieces!
Alright, was that all the enemies, or did some just hang back? Yeah, that was pretty much all the ones I wanted to test for dialogue. Alright, reload the checkpoint, try again. Thank you, AC, for the 125 stream streak, dude. Holy shit. That is a lot. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. That's awesome.
Do you intend to stay up there forever? Don't let him escape! How dare you!
He's so powerful.
He's running away.
I'm in trouble now. We lost another good one.
Alright, so I need that guy alive, because he's one of the guys I want to test for dialogue.
Whatever shall I do? I'll avenge you.
There's been a death!
Vanished. God protect me.
That's one.
Have we lost him? We've lost him! There's a bloody murderer!
Alright, so these guys say absolutely nothing to each other.
Heard something. I'll take a look.
You took a wrong turn somewhere, boy. You! We have an intruder!
Alright, I'm giving up on seeing if there's any dialogue based on putting the explosive down, at least in terms of like one at a time. But once I've got them all down, I'll see if there is. I wasn't sure if that trajectory was going to work on that target, but it did. Hey Arthuri, welcome dude. I'm doing good today, thank you. This is memory... Well, it's the second last memory of sequence 8. How's things going with you? Hello there, Sheila. Welcome, dude. I'm good, thank you. Things are going well. How about yourself?
I think it's time to make a hasty retreat.
Thank you, Sheila. Glad to hear that you're going good. Hope you had a good sleep as well. How's your games been going? Arthuri, drinking morning coffee. Wake up Tuesday. This morning you sleep. Our bomb late at schedule, so first to bed, toilet, and ready to go and fast. Not the best start this day, but we live. Yeah, that's the thing too. It'd be great if every single element of every single day, of every single minute was perfect, but yeah, not to be the case. But I hope you end up having a great day today. Dreadnought, thank you very, very much for the 20 months in a row of subscribing. Thank you. That is awesome. Thank you very, very much for that. Here we go again. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Thank you very much for using your Prime for that as well. How's things going today? Sheila, you're getting close to the end. Are you planning on doing the DLCs? So I'll be doing the Queen Victoria memories once they unlock, and I'll also be doing the Last Maharaja DLC, but I won't be doing Jack the Ripper or World War One. Jack the Ripper, technically, because both twins are actually in it, I could have swung it as a twin perspective thing, but I decided to actually leave that for another phase because there's another phase I'm doing which will focus on other elements of the game world, and so I'll use that to do the Jack the Ripper DLC, and same with the World War One stuff as well. But yeah, once I do the Last Maharaja DLC, that'll be the final part of the playthrough. And I'll do the same approach where after every single mission, I'll go around the game world checking for dialogue changes, even after the Victoria missions are done and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it'll still be quite a few more streams before I finish the whole playthrough, though. The next stream today will be 38, and then tomorrow will be 39, and then next Monday will be the 40th stream session for this playthrough. But I'm confident that in tomorrow's stream I can maybe finish. I mean, that makes an oxymoronic statement if I'm confident, but then I might not. I may not finish the main story in tomorrow's stream. We'll have to wait and see. Because the Starrick boss fight is going to take a lot of reloading checkpoints and making sure that I don't do too much damage to him versus not interrupt dialogue and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be a very, very sort of like minefield kind of thing to have to navigate. In fact, it might take a whole stream just for that mission. Should that make sense? Yeah. I mean, this playthrough is already long enough. And there's also the public train in this game that has NPCs on it, which have their own dialogue too, which I didn't find out until yesterday.
That's one.
Let's see if after putting one down, we get any dialogue from Roth if we go to him. No, guess not.
There.
Arthur, you asked maybe this question before, but what is the next AC game that's after Syndicate? Well, I do have my annual playthroughs to do, which I'm currently in the process of finalizing what I want to do with each one, and that's 17 games. Well, I might have to cancel Bloodlines, because the laptop I have now probably won't even be able to run emulation on that. So there'll be 16 Assassin's Creed games to get through. But I won't be doing that after this game's finished, though. There's other games I want to get to. Went on a completely different rooftop. Sheila, is there anything you were very surprised to hear, or did you know every dialogue already? Oh, there definitely was, dude. Like, going back to the train after every single mission to check for dialogue that, if you don't check, can actually get cancelled out. That alone has had, like, so much really cool kind of things. It gives you a lot of dialogue that matches really well what Jacob and Evie are like, you know. Jacob gives a bit of ribbing to Evie about Henry, you know, about certain things like, you know, Henry's in a bad mood, lovers spat, you know, things like that. Then you've got the rooks on the train as well, and the game actually names some of them. So you've got Reg, and you've got Liza, and you've got Jenny as well. And if you do the Train Hideout mission where you get Nigel, he also has dialogue that is on the train. And it's not just after the initial doing of the Train Hideout mission that introduces him. It's also after doing main narrative stuff, he'll actually have new dialogue, and he'll have conversations with Nigel and Liza and Jenny. And so you get to see a bit more about him as well, which you would miss otherwise if you didn't do that mission and bring him on board. And then you've got like some of the side missions, which I may have only ever done as one of the characters out of the two. And so doing those back to back as both to get their dialogues and stuff. Newspaper sellers, a lot of the dialogue that they have as well. And then yesterday found out that NPCs on the public trains do have unique dialogue too. And then there's enemies that you could potentially bypass. Like, for example, there's some missions where you have a stationary guard and then you have a patrolling guard. Well, if you kill the stationary guard or the patrolling guard, either one, you won't get the dialogue that happens between them when the patrolling guard gets near the stationary one. So there's also things like that too, as well. But yeah, there's definitely been some dialogue I've already known about and stuff, but there's definitely been a whole lot that has been new to hear, and it's been like, oh, this is so cool. Hey, Antonitas, isn't it insane how the faces in AC Syndicate look far more realistic than the new games, at least for you? Yeah, they were still using, for basically 99% of the cutscenes, actual actors performing, instead of just being like characters that were in gameplay or in-game cutscenes where they stand there and they fold their arms and then they'll pick their nose. They don't really, but I'm just being facetious. They'll pick their nose, they'll scratch their ass, and then they'll do, you know, a teapot, short and stout pose while a dialogue thing's going on, and very robotic, like a mannequin that's been brought to life with AI or something. And there was also a lot more time spent on making all that work as well. But starting with Odyssey, that's when they started to make it more like an assembly line, fast food factory approach. And so, yeah, that's why a lot of these games, even Assassin's Creed 1, believe it or not, in a lot of moments has a lot more variety of expressions from characters. And then you look at AC2 as well, that has differences in things, you know, so. The last game that probably had the best use and the most use of actual motion capped cutscenes would have been Origins. Absolutely, Schiller. Yeah, the playthrough's definitely been worth it. There is some dialogue that I've always gotten in playthroughs, just naturally because I like to generally listen out for dialogue. Then there's also a moment I know I'm not going to get dialogue, which is really frustrating because it's the final memory, and it's when Jacob and Evie are walking into the courtyard of Buckingham Palace, and Jacob is moving first. If you don't follow Jacob, he will stop and wait for you. However, the point at which the cutscene triggers is the exact same point where Evie will start to say something but gets cut off. And it doesn't matter how slowly, like I literally one playthrough, just to show it, went like this after each time. Waited. 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 So I just did that process all the way through, and still, as soon as we got to the point where the cutscene triggers, Evie's dialogue started, but then got cut off. So from a programming perspective, it's like, make the fucking dialogue happen before they get to the fucking cutscene activation point. Even if players don't care about the dialogue, at least show that you give a fuck about the people you got to actually record the fucking dialogue in the first place, who spent their fucking time performing the dialogue. You know, at least let that be something that players who do care about the dialogue can actually hear. They may as well say fuck you to the performers for ruining the amount of dialogue that a player could, if they actually want to hear it, can actually get. So maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should offer my services as someone who does that for games. Double checks to make sure that every single bit of dialogue that they want to have in the game actually can get heard. Antonidas, that's true. Yeah, you know, it's just, I don't know, like, and even though texture-wise they've improved things with shadows on the faces, once you see how the animation actually looks structurally, you just can't unsee it. Doesn't matter how fancy the textures of the characters' faces look, you can still see the robotic animations underneath it all. It just sticks out like an extremely sore thumb.
Someone's here.
Sheila, that's frustrating. It really is, dude. Especially because they've got enough time for the dialogue to happen. Like, granted, it's not the only game in the series where there is a very finicky balance between dialogue actually starting and how far you're progressing. Like Assassin's Creed 3, for example, there's that mission where you have to follow, what's his name? Not Paul Revere, that's the first name that came to me. John Adams, I think it is. No. Sam Adams. I think that's his name. Fucking hell. Anyway, there's that mission where you're following him. If you just keep pace with him, as soon as he gets to the activation point for the cutscene, boom, all the dialogue gets cut off. So it's a delicate balance in that part of staying far away enough that you can get the dialogue to play out, but not too far away to desynchronize. But also, there's a certain point where you can stop and he'll stop completely to say the rest of the dialogue. So there is that. From my perspective, though, at least you can fucking hear it if you do what you need to do. Whereas in the example I cited in Syndicate, there's no such way to balance it.
Intruder!
Antonidas, you planning on playing any Prince of Persia games? I definitely would like to. I just wish that they actually had a backwards compatible version of Warrior Within and Two Thrones. They do for Sands of Time on Xbox, so at least I can do that game. But the Two Thrones...
Set.
The Two Thrones actually celebrates its 20th anniversary this year as well. So yeah, unless Ubisoft get off their ass and release the game on console, yeah, I won't be able to do any playthroughs of that. But yeah, I would like to do Sands of Time. I've also got access to the 2008 reboot. It's actually been a while since I played that one. I actually liked that one. I thought that was quite good. Nolan North does a pretty good job as the main character too. Sheila, you like the last main mission. You wish they did every assassination this way. Oh yeah, with the double assassination. Yeah, I think that would have been good to be able to do that, especially like for unique kill situations.
Every aspect of the aesthetic life.
popular. So many games have issues with cutting off dialogue. Just make the dialogue fit into the distance you have to drive or walk. Yeah, dude. Like, I remember, I can't remember if it was like one of Nolan North's retro replay videos he did or not, but there was a talk, and he's probably said it maybe other places too, but there was discussion about how when they were actually doing the scenes, when they were recording them, they actually timed out how long it would take for the characters to get from one point in a space to another to see if the dialogue would actually still fit. And I'm like, chef's kiss. That should be the way it is always done. Yeah, Antonitas. Yeah, it's been a while since I played Sands of Time even, actually. Same with the 2008 game. And then you've also got, like, the original version. I mean, that would be something I could definitely play on my potato skin laptop.
You took a wrong turn somewhere, boy.
And done.
It is done. Are we done with this explosive putting down contest? Now this is going to be really, really mean of me to do, but I do need to do it for checking dialogue, and we're actually going to fail this mission on purpose. Just in case there's any dialogue that gets played as the timer is about to run out.
All rigged up.
Perfect. Let's put our plan into action. Stand back. Ready?
Wait!
Whatever for?
There are children in there.
Jacob, my dear. Starrick uses child labor to manufacture goods. We must put an end to his production line.
But not like this.
Why not? I can do whatever I damn well please. Soon, you will understand what it is to be free, as I am. Light 'em up, boys!
No!
What the hell are you doing?
We're not playing games anymore, Roth!
No, we're not.
Alright, so Roth gets despawned out of the environment. That's definitely understandable, given narratively what's happening. Curious, there's no dialogue from the enemies. They're just standing there while the whole place is burning. Alright, so wait for the timer to go down just in case there's any dialogue. And then the next thing I'll do is take out the enemies first, and then check for dialogue from the inside of the building as well. Alright, so there's no dialogue. Sometimes in games, when there's a timer, the character might say something to themselves even. About, I need to hurry up or something like that. So I was waiting just in case there was anything like that.
Hurry along! Your shift's over!
Keep your knees up, mate!
Found him! Ah! Ah! He's in the See an end! Take his head off! What a waste of time!
A gift, sir, from Mr. Roth. You should be warned, Mr. Fry, that when Roth is angry with one, He generally brings suffering to many.
My dearest Jacob, alas, it seems our adventures together have come to a close. Although our time together was brief, it's left a lasting mark. I wish you well in all your future endeavors. Cordially, Maxwell. Post-scriptum. I'm putting on a show this evening. All of London will be there. Enclosed, please find your invitation.
This is one of my favorite Jacob missions in the whole game because for the majority of the game, the writers made Jacob out to be an uncaring, reckless asshole when it came to things about, the assassins and the Creed. But I'm glad that they actually, for this mission, gave him a situation where he's faced with someone who is literally taking the assassin's motto. Not that he's actually an assassin or even knows about the assassin's motto and all that kind of stuff, but if you look at the way that Roth actually acts, he doesn't give a fuck about anything. So for him, everything is literally permitted. Doesn't matter, what he wants to do, he'll do. Doesn't matter who gets hurt, doesn't matter who dies, whatever, And so he thought that Jacob was like him, and Jacob thought that Roth was going to be a good ally against Starrick, because Roth wanted to kill Starrick or destroy Starrick's enterprises and all that kind of stuff. So Jacob was willing to be allied with Roth in that sort of pursuit. However, when the line is drawn where Roth is like, I don't care if the kids in the factory die, I'm going to make an example and blow up the factory. And Jacob's like, whoa, 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 what the hell? So Jacob basically shows that he does actually care about the Creed. Otherwise, he'd be like, yeah, it doesn't matter, because one of the tenets of the Creed is that you stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent. And so that's one of the main tenets as well. And so Jacob, at the end of the day, is going to not go and kill someone who's innocent, which then makes the whole programming philosophy that they've done in this game where you can actually kill civilians, like you can kill them in the previous games and it will throw up the message about, you can kill them, and it carries over from Unity as well, but the blue guards in Unity can also be killed. But in Syndicate, it's actually police officers, and so they can be killed as well, but there's no penalty for that, and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that whole thing with Jacob basically saying, no, I'm not willing to cross that line, Roth. And then Roth is like, fine then. So that's why Roth is wanting to kill Jacob, but he wants to make a show of it, of course, because that's in line with his character as well. While you can do this sequence much earlier than after you finish sequence 7, I feel like it's better to do it after sequence 7 and before 9, because the way that sequence 9 starts and the way that Jacob kind of, reacts to Evie and all that kind of stuff, I feel like it matches more his mood after doing the assassination of Roth than it would after what you do at the end of sequence 7 of the story. In this stream, I won't be doing the assassination of Roth because that will take hours to do, due to the nature of how big the location is, how many enemies there are, how many different combinations of contexts I want to check dialogue for, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to leave that for my stream later today. For the rest of this stream, though, what we'll do is just check in case there's actually some dialogue on the train from Evie towards Jacob about what just happened. I doubt there will be, but I still want to be thorough and check just in case.
Nice togs. You look as though you've been out carousing in the more disreputable districts. I was just thinking about Father. Seems such a long time ago.
Okay, so no dialogue about the specific mission we just did. From Evie towards Jacob.
Good day to you, Jacob. You are looking rather rakish today, Jacob.
Haven't had that Henry dialogue for a while.
How do, Gov? Or a chimney sweep, more like. Stacks of work and chimneys.
Couldn't leave you, Reg. You're my best friend.
Ledger reads like a tragedy.
Tragedy!
You could tell we liked a train just from the look of them. Right old Admiral of the Red.
Yeah, mate. Right old Admiral of the Red. Okay, I already heard Nigel's dialogue with Reg here, and it's not any different than what we've heard before.
What I wouldn't do for a cuppa. Money don't make the man, you know. I hear you collected Bob from another bender. Drunk as Polony, I'd wager. Oh, I got the sads.
Arthuri, can you show a target list how it looks? Sure, Arthuri, yeah. If we go to progression and we go to Templar Conspiracy, there's the targets that we've taken out in red, and the only ones that we have left is Roth and Starrick. Hey there, how's it going, Lethargic? Thank you for leaving the lurk. I'm doing well, thank you. Having a good day. Also having a good stream as well. How's things going with you? Would definitely like to recommend people check out Batman Arkham Knight. I mean, check out Lethargic, who's playing Batman Arkham Knight. I mean, check out the game too, because it's a good Batman game, but yeah. Arthuri, main boss character alive? Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, so we're getting closer to that point in terms of the story, but in terms of stream time, we're definitely very far away from that yet. Already read about him. Lethargic, you stayed up all night and slept until 7:30 p.m. Oh, you did you? Oh, damn. Well, I hope you felt good after sleep, though. And thank you very, very much, Lethargic, for the 5-stream streak, too. That is awesome. Thank you very, very much for that. Aldair. Lethargic, I rank you, and I'll take your ability to parkour smoothly. Yeah. It is funny in that game how some of the punishments are actually related to skills that Altair would have to have a memory wipe to not remember to be able to do. A theory, remember, this game was target list cutscenes when you progress continued. You like that. Same as Mafia 3 game. Game when you progress, continue main story. You have to see what target list characters are doing and saying for this. Yeah, that reminds me too, like in Assassin's Creed 2, and they didn't carry it further, but in Assassin's Creed 2 for the main targets, Sean actually had a narration that he would do and a little video that played to talk about the target and their backstory and all that kind of stuff. And I think it would have been cool if they actually kept that, even if it was an option, you know, like even if you went into the target list and then had to press a button to make it play, I still think that would have been really cool. Lethargic, understand weapons, armor, and missions, but taking away the ability to move around smoothly in a world that's already kind of hard to play in. Yeah, that is a fair point, for sure, you know. Like, yeah, take away his rank so that he has to actually rely on others. Sorry, that he actually has to rely on himself to gain intelligence on targets, rather than letting someone else do it for him, you know. That's fine, and taking certain weapons away. But I mean, you know, even then it's like, what's to stop Altair from stealing the weapon of an enemy he's just killed and using that? A theory, yeah, good point. You cannot remember this AC2 was same. When you can't remember for that, you're playing 100% and platinum trophies. You must play AC2 again. Yeah, I mean, it's understandable too, because there's so much, so many games in the series now, but also it might have been a while since you played the game last, and so it's like they're not really long videos either. They're pretty short, which is fine. But yeah, when you play it next time, it's one of those really good things. Plus, having things be read out. That's one of the things I like in games. Like, sure, there's streams where I do read out text, but I'd rather if there was narration for it. Lethargic, you mean AC1 is your least favorite game of the original series. The achievement grind was terrible. Eavesdrop missions were so bad. Yeah, they definitely require a lot of patience, those particular missions. A theory, little part of a game, but big part of a player who enjoy cutscenes and game lore. Exactly, our theory. And I'm a firm believer in, it doesn't matter if not everyone who plays video games cares for every single element of one. The people making the game need to care, though. Because through them actually caring, it means that the people who do play the games and care about that stuff is able to more greatly appreciate the time and effort that went into it, you know. Whereas, if you are like, right, we're going to take out an element simply because it's not that popular. And that element is, people don't really care so much about having like smooth controls, do they? I'm sure there's people out there who don't really care about smooth controls, so all video game companies then must make sure that their games have bad controls. It's like, no. That's ridiculous.
Is something happening? I don't like the sun. Should lock you up.
Lethargic, you kind of want to replay Revelations. You remember not liking it very much, but you think you'd like it more. Yeah, that's a good idea sometimes too, just in case. Like, you never know. Some games you might not have liked, but you might like them later on. And the other way around can happen too. Like for me, the other way around is Resident Evil Revelations. I really liked the game the first time I played it. Second time I played it, absolutely hated it. I'm not expecting there to be any dialogue from Jacob to Evie on the train about what just happened in the main story, but I'm still going to check anyway.
Just in passing? I think you should smarten up a bit.
Greetings, Miss Fry.
Henry's in a foul mood. Love a spat. I've saved a few, Bob. Do you think they'd be safe in the bank? Evie, a man couldn't have a better sister.
Lethargic. Funny we're talking about games with the same name. That is true, actually, yeah. Revelations. One of the things that I liked about Revelations, Assassin's Creed Revelations, that is the change in location and setting. Because I felt like after 2 games set in Italy, and granted, if there was a 3rd game as Ezio that was set in Italy, I wouldn't have, been angry at the game or anything like that. But I am glad that they actually went and had Ezio go to a completely different location, and also bringing Altair back into the story as well was a really good thing.
I'm afraid that outfit's no longer in style.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Ned, considering this outfit is from an Isu that lived over 70,000 years ago.
Robberies, so much variety.
And here we have Nigel and Reg again.
I'm not certain you're a one for us, Nigel. Gang fights, flitting about in the middle of the night, living hugger-mugger. Oh, it don't suit you.
Agnes keeps me out of the gang fights.
You should find honest work.
Here's where I want to be, Reg.
Clerking somewhere, maybe. I could see you for a clerk. Or a chimney sweep, more like. Oh, stacks of work and chimneys.
I couldn't leave you, Reg. You're my best friend.
Afternoon, Evie. Henry seems a bit shaken up. Not half enjoying me Penny Dreadful.
Theory. Lethargic. He actually picked up the PS3 signature version of Revelations, and it comes with AC1 on the same disc, which you figure was pretty cool. I didn't actually hear about that before, so that is really cool. Like, that's good when they do that kind of stuff. Theory, but hey, Revelations is not a bad game. You have AC tier list, your top 5 AC games. And hey, Revelations is top 5, number 4, so it's not bad. Yeah, and that can be the true thing too. Like, there can be different degrees of games being good or bad, and how they rank amongst other games in a series and stuff. Lethargic, back when free games were hard to come by, I suppose. That is true, yeah. Then you get like games like Sands of Time, Prince of Persia Sands of Time, where it actually had the original 1989 Prince of Persia as an unlock once you finish the game at least once. Arthur, let's see how high Shadows is going on your tier list. All AC games for you. Yeah. I mean, hats off to people who can actually do that to that extent, because the best I can do for Assassin's Creed is figure out a top 3. But there's so many other games besides the top 3 that I have as my favorites that are actually also good too. It gets more difficult for me to kind of figure out, you know, what's the top 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10, then 15 and 20. It's like, I'm not too sure. So for the next 30 minutes of the stream, I'm not going to do the next mission for sequence 8, because I do need like a full stream's worth of time to focus on that one, because there's a lot of moving parts to figure out and to test for dialogue of. So instead, what I'll do for the rest of this stream is go to Westminster and make the process, or start the process of liberating the borough. What I might do is just stick with missions that don't actually have any difference between Evie and Jacob other than doing it as Evie or Jacob, because there's some activity types that they don't say anything at all. It's only enemies that have dialogue. So for those ones, whoever I play as, I just play as them for that mission and then move on. But the bounty hunts, though, there's actually dialogue from Jacob and Evie that's different. So I like to make sure that I do those ones back to back. A theory, what's my top 3 AC games? So for me, it goes Assassin's Creed 2, and then Black Flag, and then Origins. Lethargic, you'd say that your top 3 is easily 2, 3, and Unity. Oh, that's good, Lethargic, yeah. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 was also one of those games that got the rough end of the stick, I think. Especially Connor as a character. Like, I understand not liking a character, which is fine. But there's some absolute hatred for Connor as a character. I'm like, what?
Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you.
Some criticize that he's, you know, too serious. Like, he's, and he doesn't like to be touched. So that means that he's, you know, a bad character by default, you know. Like, there's moments in the game where someone just clasps their hand on his shoulder. They're not intending to be, you know, like, negative to him or anything, but he just doesn't like being touched. So he just grabs their hand and takes it off. And I'm like, why is that a thing to criticize? Like, unless you like, you know, randoms just touching your body without your consent, I guess. But that's one criticism of Connor where I'm like, what? Athuri, your top 3 is AC2, Origins, Mirage. Oh, very nice. Athuri, that's cool. Lethargic, 2 out of 3 of your favorite games are buggy messes to this day. Give me Lee! And watching his mom die is all you need to know for his abrasiveness. Yeah, that is true. You know, like, that's got to do something to someone's, you know, psychology, having that happen. Athuri, AC3, you don't know what you think for that. You remember you playing maybe this many years ago, but that game you not remember that a lot. You must replay again. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot to that game too. Like, they expanded quite a lot of stuff. And because we were playing as a completely different character, of course, to Altair and Ezio, they decided that they wanted to redo all the running animations and the fighting animations to reflect Connor being very different physically, you know, because he's a lot more broad-shouldered and he's a lot more of a tank or a beast, you know, in combat. Whereas Ezio was, you know, kind of a bit more stylish. Not that you can't be stylish in different ways, but it was just a very, very stark difference, which was good. Hey there, Anmita. I'm doing well, thank you. Things are going good. How about yourself? Arthur Connor is the bodybuilder. Yeah, you know, so there's that element to his combat. He's very ferocious when he's fighting as well. Lethargic. I guess you could make an argument for the fact that Ezio watched his family die, but you could also argue that Ezio is at his roots more lighthearted. Of course, he spent 20 years on revenge. That is true, you know, but he's not in the same way that Arno is, or that Jacob is, where Arno is more of a kind of like one-liner guy. You know, he's always constantly quipping and coming up with a one-liner, or coming up with some kind of, you know, snarky comment, or something like that. You know, or some kind of sarcastic comment, right? Whereas Ezio, he's not like that. You know, he's not trying to crack jokes or anything like that, you know. So there's definitely a big difference, even though some say that Arno is literally a copy of Ezio. Like, there's nothing different that makes Arno stand out. He's just completely a copy of Ezio. No differences whatsoever at all. 100% the same. Well, except for the fact that he doesn't have an Italian accent, of course. But yeah, Arno's way of sort of like, you know, talking to himself about certain things as well is very, very different to Ezio. Thank you, Inmita, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing well, dude. That's really good. I'll be ending this stream soon, and then coming back later with another one. But story-wise, I'm up to the mission where we assassinate Roth. Lethargic. Ezio was hell-bent on revenge, but he still managed to be charming. That is true, too, you know. But yeah, he definitely has a lot of trauma from what he saw as well. Alright, so I've prepped my notepad for any Templar Hunt dialogues.
I'm sorry, sir.
You'd rather be a slave to them all your life? I won't stand for it. I can't believe them.
Who, sir?
The Order, of course. Everything I've ever done was for the Order. And now they're pretending I don't exist. Of course, as soon as I get into trouble, they stop supporting me.
I'm sorry, sir.
Where would they be if they didn't have me cleaning up their messes? In the ground, that's where. This is the last time I do a mission for them.
We can't leave the Order, sir. They'll hunt us down.
You'd rather be a slave to them all your life? I won't stand for it. I can't believe them.
Who, sir?
The Order, of course. Everything I've ever done was for the Order. And now they're pretending I don't exist. Of course, as soon as I get into trouble, they stop supporting me.
I'm sorry, sir.
Where would they be if they didn't have me cleaning up their messes? In the ground, that's where. This is the last time I do a mission for them.
We can't leave the Order, sir. They'll hunt us down.
You'd rather be a slave to them all your life? I won't stand for it. I can't believe them.
Who, sir?
The Order, of course. Everything I've ever done was for the Order. And now they're pretending I don't exist. Of course, as soon as I get into trouble, they stop supporting me.
I'm sorry, sir.
Where would they be if they didn't have me cleaning up their messes? In the ground, that's where. This is the last time I do a mission for them.
We can't leave the Order, sir. They'll hunt us down.
You'd rather be a slave to them all your life? I won't stand for it.
Lethargic, your favorite part of AC2 is when the Etsu looks through the Animus and talks directly to Desmond. And I guess it's really cool that Ezio talks to him at the end of Revelations without ever knowing who or what this person was. Absolutely, dude. The first time playing AC2 back when it came out, and that moment was just such a revelation, and it was so cool, and it was just one of those unexpected kinds of things. Like, you're expecting something when the vault was open, but you didn't know exactly what to expect. And so when that reveal happened, and also the fact that you had a character in their own time period hear some entity talk to some other person that wasn't even there, let alone isn't actually even in their own time period, but a future period of time, using a machine to relive memories of that person. Like, it was just mind-blowing, the meta-narrative and layering that they did of that. So here we have the bodyguard. Oh, okay, it doesn't say their actual name. We have the bodyguard, and we have Edgar Collicott. Okay, so that's his name. Lethargic, do you have any tips to actually have confidence to talk on stream? You use your mic sometimes, but you run out of things to say. Oh yeah, Lethargic, absolutely. Number one thing, I think, is don't try to force yourself to say things just for the sake of saying things. You know what I mean? Like, if you genuinely don't have anything in the moment that you feel like saying or that you feel is relevant to what's going on in the game, or even, what mood you might be in and all that kind of stuff, like, it's better to just be genuine and not say anything than it is to try and force yourself to say something as well. Which kind of goes against some people's advice, I guess, where it's like you don't want to have any dead air. But the thing about that is that it depends on what kind of streamer you are, and it also depends on what kind of experience you want to have for your viewers and stuff. And it's also important to realize that you're not going to be able to please everyone, which is why I feel like there's always a streamer for every viewer, and there's always a viewer for every streamer as well. And so naturally, you're just going to get some viewers that will leave your stream, and learning to accept that and be okay with that. It might be tough to begin with, but it's just the nature of stuff. It's just the natural way of how things go. And that's okay, because they might find another streamer that's to their liking, and your different approaches and all that kind of stuff. But what I generally do is, if I've got nothing really to say, then I won't say it. And so I'm a bit more reactionary, reacting to what's actually going on in the game. And of course, speaking to chat and all that kind of stuff. I definitely like to respond to chat as well. So there's that side of things too. But also, I don't like to talk over cutscenes unless it's already been seen and heard on the stream. If I need to redo a section, then I might skip the cutscenes and stuff. But yeah, ultimately, at the end of the day, just basically be natural, Lethargic, I really enjoy your streams. Used to and still look up to you. Oh, well, thank you, Lethargic. Thank you very much. And it can be tough sometimes, as a streamer, because you might feel like there's something you missed saying that you could have said as well. But that's just, like life. Sometimes we don't think about what we could have said until later, and they're like, oh, I completely forgot to mention that, After your favourite cutscene was AC2, Francesco de Pazzi and Lorenzo Medici face off in Santa Maria del Fiore Church. That's real history, what happened, and this same cutscene scene is wisely brought AC2 and Ezio. That is true, Arthuri, And as much as the series has never been 100% historically accurate, it also hasn't ever been 100% fictional either, so it's that kind of balance of the two approaches as well. It's like, there wasn't a guy named Ezio who had a fight with a priest, who had a fight with the Pope. So that's not realistic. That's not true to history. But it's not trying to be a documentary. If you were doing a documentary and you made up some bullshit about some guy having a fight with the Pope, then it's like, you're not being true to your documentary. But it's just one of those things. Lethargic, eventually after this speedrunning stuff, you want to get back into grinding platinums on stream. Oh, that's a good idea too, Lethargic, as well. And just go with what you sort of like feel in the mood to do. And if you need to take a break from one kind of game or whatnot, it's definitely good to do so.
I can't believe them.
Who, sir?
The Order, of course. Everything I've ever done was for the Order. And now they're pretending I don't exist. Of course, as soon as I get into trouble, they stop supporting me.
I'm
Let's see what's wrong.
That's not a good development.
for that mission type. There's no dialogue from the main character, so I won't worry about doing that again, but as Jacob. However, I will alternate between the two characters. So we'll do the next one as Jacob. Hello there, Octavius. Hope things are going well. So I'll have time to do one more of these, and then I'll be ending this stream, taking a break, and then coming back later. But it'd be good to at least do 2 of these activities. That means that when I'm ready to actually liberate the entire Westminster part of the map, then at least I'll have a little bit of a head start. Othaji got so upset with the Catwoman maps on City today that you just straight up uninstalled the game. You had one guy left and died to a mine that he was on, which disables the mine, but it still blew up. Those damn mines in that game can be a friggin' pain too, as well. But I don't blame you though, you know, especially in games like that where the timing sometimes has to be so perfect. Whoops. I just ran straight in there as Jacob. Which for some is, you know, definitely the only approach he ever does, but for the purposes of this Templar hunt though, need to get dialogue without interrupting it. This one's going to be a bit tricky though, because there's basically from all directions to the target. It's actually open.
Better suited than I? Pah. Who's better suited than Miss Beatrice Gribble? Who? I've got good blood in my veins. Royal ancestry in Spain. And nobody bats an eyelash. I'll shred them to pieces. And then we'll see who's worthy of serving the Queen. Do they know how hard I've worked to get where I am today? What have they done? Nothing. In their entire existence, those rich women have done nothing. And yet they believe themselves entitled to everything. suited than I? Pah! Who's better suited than Miss Beatrice?
Something I forgot to do too is actually read about those targets. Lethargic, the worst part is that it was a campaign, so you had to do the previous 2 Predator maps again. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, that's the other thing too, like, it's not always how many things you need to redo, it's how long it takes to do those things. Octavius, yeah, it's been a fucked up morning. Those days exist, and you haven't even booted your brain. You woke up violently. Sorry to hear about that, Octavius. And yeah, it'd be great if every day could just start brilliantly. But I hope that things really improve for you soon today as well, Octavius. So we just killed Beatrice Gribble. Last known location, Buckingham Grounds. Despite her best efforts, Beatrice Gribble was never welcomed into high society. Her one and only dream was to be one of Queen Victoria's ladies-in-waiting, but after being repeatedly denied the position, she resolved to make sure that if she didn't get the position, no one else would. She has informed the Templar Order of her plans to kill Queen Victoria's consort. Now to find the guy that we assassinated before. Aha, here we go. Edgar Collicott and bodyguard. Last known location, Westminster Marketplace. Collicott is the Templar Order's most trusted messenger. He is so trusted, in fact, that he has been tasked with carrying out special operations. These tend to involve retrieving confidential information for the Order and then killing the sources. The Templar Order denies its partnership with Collicott, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Collicott often travels with a bodyguard to ensure his plans are not disrupted. Okay, so we've only got one more Templar hunt left. But that will be for another stream. Just clear this off. Go back to the train. So this is where I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to take a long break, and then when I come back, we're going to do the last memory of sequence 8, which is assassinating Roth, and then I'll most likely take the entire stream, due to the nature of what I'm doing in this playthrough. Going through all the ins and outs of all the different contexts of the mission. The outside perimeter, the enemies, the rooftops, the inside of the buildings, and all that kind of stuff. So I just want to thank everyone so much for watching this stream. It'll be a long break, so it'll be a 2-hour break before I come back with the next stream. This is what my current time is, just to give a little bit of an idea. So I'll be back in 2 hours with more Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It's definitely understandable if not everyone can make it to that next stream, but thank you so very much for watching this one. Lethargic, you watched the 1997 Titanic the other day. It was pretty good. You were worried it'd be too sappy. Oh, that's good that you enjoyed it, Lethargic. Yeah, it's funny too, because when that movie first came out, with Leonardo DiCaprio, the only other movie that I knew he had done that I'd seen a little bit of was Romeo and Juliet. And based on those 2 roles, and I was a teenager too at the time. I think I was like 15 years old or something like that. I was like, another romantic kind of movie with this guy. That's all he's going to do, is it? And then as I got older and then he started doing more roles, you know, that my opinion changed. But that's good that you enjoyed that one. That's okay, Octavius. No worries at all, dude. Definitely see you later. Thank you, Sheila. I definitely will have a good break. Thank you very much. Absolutely lethargic. See you next time, dude. Before I end, I'd just like to give some shout-outs. Would definitely like to recommend people check out AC, who has been doing some Skyrim. Thuri has been doing a variety of different things. He plays through games like My Summer Car and My Winter Car. Daniel has been doing Cuphead. And Mita is doing a playthrough of Elder Scrolls Online. Lethargic has been doing Batman Arkham Knight. And Shitterlock has been doing Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt on Death March difficulty, going for all the achievements. So definitely recommend those streamers if you haven't checked them out before. Thank you, Arthuri. I definitely will enjoy my break for sure. You're going to take more coffee and readying for workout. It's bench press day. Very nice, dude. That's really good. I hope that you enjoy your coffee, and I really hope that you have a great session as well. Hope it goes all good. And that's no trouble at all, Arthuri, for the shout out either, dude. No worries. Same to you as well, Amita. No problem at all for the stream and the shout out. Definitely see you later, dude. That's for sure. No problem at all, Sheila, for the shout out. No worries, dude. That's all good, Lethargic, for the shout out as well. No worries at all. Be back in 2 hours. Awesome. Excellent. Thank you once again, everyone, for watching. I'll be back in 2 hours with more Assassin's Creed Syndicate to assassinate Maxwell Roth. For those who won't be able to make it to the next stream, that's definitely okay. Thank you for watching this one. There is another stream of Assassin's Creed this week, which will be Wednesday as well. And then Thursday through to Sunday at the moment, I'm doing Red Dead Redemption 2. That's all good, Keone. No trouble at all. Leave Jacob on the train here. Have a train ride.